Les millions, les millions. What would you do with les millions? What would you do with les millions? Hello there, Nate Jackson, Criterion Collection Viewer Guide, back with number 70. What number are we? Number 72. We're at number 72. Criterion Collection number 72. René Clair's Les Millions. One more time. Anyway, this one's short. This one's pretty short. Very sweet, very nice, very hilarious little musical comedy. I think the first musical comedy we've had. I mean, that is, unless you count This is Spinal Tap or something like that. But yeah, no, this is a treat. It's 1931, 81 minutes, French. You know, it's not bad. Yeah, and it's about this guy who's like this poor painter or something. I think he's a painter. He's some kind of artist, and he and his friend Prosper are like, you know, pretending to be rich for each other or something like that to impress their girls, and they find out in the paper that one of them is they got the newspaper and they got the numbers, and one of them could be a millionaire. So they find out that Mikel, the one who wins, there's Mikel and Prosper. And Mikel is the winner, and so he goes up to get his coat because he left the lottery ticket in his coat pocket. And it's revealed that his fiance, or his ex-fiance at the time, Beatrice, had stumbled onto I think, bum who was living in who had snuck into the apartment because he was hiding from the police. And after serenading her on the piano or impressing her with his piano skills, he decides to take the coat and put it on. He's putting it on to keep warm or something like that. And he asks her if he can keep the coat, and she says it's fine because, you know, they had already had a bit of a fight. And so I guess she didn't really care whether or not Mikel got his coat back. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but bear with me. Anyway, it's spelled M-I-C-H-E-L, so there you go. Mikel. We'll call him Mikel. So anyway, so he goes up to get the jacket, and of course he's like, where'd the jacket go? And he finds goes with the name of Grandpa Tulip, I think is his name or address or something like that. And he and a friend, Grandpa Tulip and his friend, hide out in this coat store, and they run into this opera singer who ends up buying the coat from them for an opera he's putting on. He's going to be in, where he plays like some guy. I didn't even grasp when they get to the opera. I wasn't even following the plot. You know, the subplot of the opera, at least. I think it said they were doing the Bohemians, I think. But anyway, yeah, so they find Grandpa Tulip, and he said, oh, we gave it to the opera. So they go to the opera, and they break into the opera, and they're all backstage running around trying to find the coat. Beatrice and Prosper's girl are both trying to get the coat from the opera singer by being all seductive and stuff. And to no avail. He ends up wearing the coat on stage, and so Mikel and Prosper. Oh yeah, because at this point, Mikel and Prosper are fighting over the ticket because it's sort of like an every man for himself kind of thing by this point. And so they end up fighting over it, and they're both trying to go after the jacket. And so at the end, meanwhile, the police are finally in the mix or something, and there's some stupid song about lawlessness or something. I don't know. But yeah, and so they end up after fighting he ends up reconciling with Beatrice on the stage when the opera singer and his partner are actually singing to each other. There's this really nice little scene where they're like in the back where the audience can see them, and they're like miming out their reactions to the song lyrics and stuff like that. And it's cute. It's very, very cute. And so, yeah, eventually they escape. So they finally go home in taxi, and they find out Mikel sees this coat arm swinging out of the window. So he asks him to stop the car, and he pulls it out, and he finds the jacket. However, not before a bunch of robbers or burglars have been following them, and they take the jacket from them, and so he goes home empty-handed. But it is discovered, I guess, that the police finally catch up with them, and they get the ticket, and everything wins, and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's a pretty simple plot. It's more about the song and the humor than the plot, I think, in this one. Yeah, it's more about plot and like it's more. I mean, it's not about plot. It's about humor. It's about the music or the songs, if you will, the lyrics. Which, by the way, that's one thing I kind of had a weird thing about. It was kind of awkward. We just had Magic Flute, which was awesome, and the translations were amazing. The translations on this version kind of suck. I mean, they're really literal. You know, they're like compared to the Magic Flute, which, you know, they're like, I mean, maybe because the lines in Magic Flute are supposed to rhyme, maybe, I don't know, but like barely any of these lines rhyme, and so it's kind of like, it's really awkward. Like, you get that really weird, like, literal translation, like dropping it into Google Translate or something like that, and that's why I kind of just, reading those lyrics are just, it's like reading a pamphlet or something, and it's just weird. So yeah, that was kind of thrown off, but you know, hey, some of those, it wasn't the end of the world, you know. But yeah, even then, it kind of just, it felt like some of the lyrics of the songs, because of the translations, it just, the message behind the songs was a little lost. But still, you know, it's, like I said, it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Yeah, but that's all I got to say about this one. It's basically, it's a great story. It's very humorous. You can see where a lot of the musical comedies of the 30s and 40s would probably get inspired from this film in particular. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm giving it an A-. It's that good. Minus because of the translations, but I'm giving this, that's more about the DVD. But there's also the scene. There's the scene with the where Mikkel and Beatrice reconcile on the stage. It goes on a little long. After they reconcile, they have this little, like, the song goes on and they show all the petals falling and they're like embracing and listening to the song. And it just went on a little long for me. That was the only kind of little gripe I had with the film. That just, some of the songs just were a little too, just kind of went, just like that one song in particular, were just a little too, a little too long. But that's me. That's just me. So yeah, that's why I give it an A-. Great song. I mean, great story. Hilarious as hell. And yeah, it keeps you on the edge of your toes as to what's going to happen. Even though now you know what happens. But anyway. Yeah. And then as far as supplements go, there's only one. There's, gallery, and then there's just a 9-minute interview with Rene Clair that he did for American television back in '59. Where he talks about using sound, and I guess this was his first talkie, I think, and how he used it and all that. And he talked about dialogue, and one particular scene which I love was the whole most hilarious scene where they get the jacket off the opera singer, and they're passing it around, and he overdubs the sounds of a football team, and they start throwing they start throwing the jacket around like they're a football team, and that's brilliant. It's freaking brilliant for 1931. That's like a great ass gag. That shows what you could do with sound. It's like, and and they say, oh, it's so artificial, but yeah, it's artificial, but you're brilliant for wanting to put that in, and there you go. So the Million, it's awesome. It's wonderful, and it's done. So A+, A-. Get it and watch it. Or at least watch it once. I don't know if it's worthy of a purchase, but you gotta check it out. It's cute, it's hilarious, and you'll love it. Boom. 3. So next on the agenda. Where are they? Next on the agenda. Which you can't see because, of course, they have to put these stickers in the front. That's it from me. But in the meantime, we got Cleo from 5 to 7 tomorrow. Cleo from 5 to 7, number 74. Number 73. And then Sunday, 74, Vagabond. More it's a weekend of Agnes Varda. Agnes Varda? Yeah, Agnes Varda. And then Tuesday, we'll get to Chasing Amy. And then Wednesday, Brief Encounter. And then Thursday, we'll do, what's after Brief Encounter? We'll do And God Created Woman on Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, next Friday and Saturday, I'll be busy. So we won't get to any of them. And then next Sunday, we'll be right back with it. So, that's it from me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Check your lottery tickets because you might have $1 million yourself. And until then, until tomorrow, we will see you tomorrow for Cleo from 5 to 7. I hope this is going to be okay. 1961, it can't be too bad. Buttload of supplements. Good God. We'll find out. Anyway, until then, goodbye.